Hello everyone, thanks for pressing play. You are watching a brand new episode of ExcaliburCCGTV. We are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Don't forget about our store in Texarkana, Texas. I'm Chris. This is my co-host Randy. And we come together every week to talk comics. We are talking the great comics hitting the shelf for April 8th, 2015. There is a ton of stuff that we're going to be covering today. And what's coming up, Randy? What do they need to know about?
Free Comic Book Day is coming up on May 2nd.
Yes.
Is when that's coming up. So, lots of fun things going to be going on with Free Comic Book Day. You'll be, one of the main things, be getting free comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have some big things happening then with, I think DC has like their big book. They'll be coming out. Marvel has their all new, all different Avengers book. They'll be coming out.
Yep.
There are lots of different things from different companies. Make sure you come in, make sure you grab a little something for yourself, and make sure that you save a little something for other people as well. Because we don't want to be greedy bastards. We want to share with Free Comic Book Day. So, other events may be happening. We're still trying to work everything out, but we want to have fun.
Yes,
Free Comic Book Day.
It's gonna be busy. It's gonna be a busy day. It's gonna be fun.
Bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So
that's awesome.
Exciting. So come dressed up. That's encouraged here.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes taking pictures of the people dressed up or taking pictures with them.
Yep.
And make it duly noted that there will be an Avengers film that is also going to be out during this time. So don't be one of those people and come in shouting about it and spoiling it for other people.
Thank you. Yes. And I think I'll make a special post about that for our Facebook pages too.
That should just be noted.
Definitely. So tons of free stuff, tons of fun. And that's, mark your calendars, guys. We're moving on. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. For our new number ones starting off this week, I'll go ahead and dive right in with Jupiter's Circle from Image Comics, Mark Millar, Wilfredo Torres, telling us the earlier years story of Jupiter's Legacy. The heroes that Mark Millar introduced in Jupiter's Legacy in the earlier years when they first received their powers, and with all the drama, tropes, political intrigue, conspiracies that happened back in the early 50s and 60s whenever all this happened for them. I'm looking forward to it. We got it's going to be like an 8 or 10 issue maxi series. It's going to be done here, and I want to take a look at the past of these characters, the Utopian and everyone else that are going to be here in Jupiter Circle number 1.
My hopes is that they will have the same style of storytelling that was done in Jupiter's Legacy.
Right.
Because that was very strong work from Mark Millar.
Yes, very strong.
Very strong work. I'm not going to say anything more than that. But very strong work.
Randy approves.
Because I don't approve of all Mark Millar work. I said a little bit more. Coming out, my big one I'm excited about is Rebels number 1 from Dark Horse Comics. This is Brian Wood and Andrea Muti. I don't know how to say that exactly. There is a resistance that has sprung up in America across, or against the government of America. We are not talking about present day. We are in fact talking about 1775. Why does that sound familiar? Because the following year, 1776, is when our country is born.
Yes.
So this book will focus on the newly married Seth and Mercy Abbott, and their marriage being put to the test as on both the home front and the front lines as war seems imminent.
Very cool. Very cool. We got some other things to be expecting from Brian Wood too later this year.
Yes.
Looking forward to this as well. Next up, from Image Comics again, Savior number 1. Todd McFarlane writing and Clayton Crane on the art. This takes a look at the question of what if the most dangerous man on the earth was also the same person trying to do the most good. Todd McFarlane is going to go down some familiar tropes that you're used to, maybe you've seen before, but try to have a different spin on it. This Messiah-like character comes into the world, and people don't know how to react to him. Is he evil? Is he good? Is he trying to help? Is he doing more damage than anything else? And this is McFarlane writing. So we'll
it's
get to see
McFarlane
that.
and Brian Hogan.
That's right. Brian Hogan is going to be assisting as well there.
Yeah,
so
maybe doing a little heavier writing there because I usually, I mean, he is a writer.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus McFarlane who writes and draws, but
yeah,
Hogan, that's his bag, baby.
And they've done stuff before, like on Spawn and probably some other things too. I know that Hogan's done stuff with him before. So.
Yeah, there have been things before.
But interesting concept. I want to see what they do with it. I want to see McFarlane's what his idea is for this particular character. This godlike character showing up and how people respond to it. So we'll get to see here with Savior #1 on the shelf this week.
Yeah, the question that they're asking with that is, how would you react if God suddenly appeared, but everything that you've been taught may have been incorrect?
No.
So that's the spin there. He will appear as a hero to some, a messiah to others, and possibly an enemy to others. So
exactly.
it is an interesting concept here.
Yeah, when they first announced it, I was like, okay, this seems a bit lofty and ambitious for McFarlane. So. But that's it for the new #1s, the main #1s that we're covering for our #1 section. We do have some notables here. For all you Deadpool fans, this is the time. Deadpool 45. Be warned, this carries a $10 price tag for issue number 45. It is going to be an extra-sized issue, but let's just get it all out of the way. Marvel says Deadpool's dying in this issue. Along with that, we also get some other stories. Along the way, Deadpool gets a hold of the Infinity Gauntlet. He also gets written by a ton of different writers and artists come on board. There's no one set. There's several different stories going to be told. And actually, this is the culminating all the published Deadpool issues. This is actually issue number 250. So kudos for Deadpool making it that far.
And I haven't seen them run any actual numbers to see if that is in fact it, because you'll see things where they'll say, well, I guess if you add in this and that, we'll see with that. I tell you what would be my favorite story if they had the story. No talking, just Deadpool sitting at a table eating tacos. That's it. Nothing else. There's no action, nothing else. Just Deadpool eating tacos because it's what he loves.
That's exactly that would be worth a $10 price tag right there.
And to lend some credence to the possible death of Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
You see in Secret Wars, it's Mrs. Deadpool that is within the books, not Deadpool.
Yeah.
So
she's like a team or something. There was so that's gonna be fun.
We'll see.
All right, storylines, Randy. What do you got up?
Real quickly, Black Vortex is almost over. We have part 11 here with Captain Marvel number 14. Carol is going to have to face off against a super-powered or Black Vortex-powered Groot and Iceman. Will she be the next to succumb to the power of the Black Vortex? We'll find out.
And people are doing it. It is changing lives.
Possibly.
Guys, the big storyline starting this week. We're about to dive into it. Convergence #1. Remember, the Convergence main series is a weekly series. It's going to be coming out every week. All 9 parts, including the 0 issue, but 8 parts starting from here. So here we go. Convergence #1 hits this week. The entire DC universe, from the beginning of the DC universe all the way through the New 52, it has to survive in the multiverse, and it's all been collected by Brainiac on this special world called Telos. So we get to see our DC heroes from Crisis, from 0 Hour, Elseworlds, and all over brought together for this main event. In this particular issue, we're going to be taking a look at the Earth 2 heroes and superheroes from the Injustice series as well. So there we go, guys. This is the kick off of the huge Convergence event, and Randy's going to talk about the single issues that are hitting the shelf this week as well.
What do all these single issues have in common this week?
They are all pre-Flashpoint DCU.
Okay, that's important to know, guys. What we have here, 10 #1s coming out. They are going to be 2-part series, guys. We have the Atom #1. This is Ray Palmer versus Deathstroke. Next up is Batgirl #1, and this is starring Stephanie Brown. All you Stephanie Brown fans, you get to see her again.
Exactly.
We've got Batman and Robin #1. This is Damian Wayne versus Jason Todd. Sounds pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. Harley Quinn #1 has the Gotham City Sirens back again. Harvey Harley, Ivy, and Catwoman, and they are facing off versus Captain Carrot.
Nice.
Justice League number 1 has the ladies of the Justice League fighting against the Flashpoint Aquaman. That's one's a bit unexpected there. We get into a whole lot of Flashpoint appearances now because we have Nightwing and Oracle, Dick and Barbara. They're kind of an item again, and they are facing off against Flashpoint, Hawkman, and Hawkwoman.
Cool.
With The Question, which is probably the one I'm most excited about. We have Two-Face versus Two-Face, and one of them is going to have the help of the Renee Montoya Question.
Yeah.
So very excited about that one. The Speed Force number 1 stars the Flash and his family having to take on the Flashpoint Wonder Woman, and this is going to have some special extra action with the Zoo Crew.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
So we've got Captain Carrot in one book, Zoo Crew in another book.
Nice.
Getting near the end, guys. Superman number 1. This is Superman versus a pregnant Lois Lane. No, it's not that. This is Superman helping out Gotham that needs his help, and also a pregnant Wonder Woman, Lois Lane that needs his help. Somebody's pregnant. Oh my gosh! Finally, Titans number 1. This is Donna Troy and Starfire looking to help an armless and childless, very sad, Arsenal.
Yes.
But they're going to be surprised. We'll see what exactly is the big surprise.
There we go. Kudos, sir. Well, job well done. Job well done. And guys, that's your storyline.
I am parched after that. Let me have a drink from my Sonic tea.
You've earned it, sir. You've earned it. So guys, Convergence hitting this week. The new number 1s that we've mentioned. Now we're about to dive into our favorites. These are like the first comics that we're going to read at the top of our stack when we get them, because we're so excited that they're coming out. Randy, what's going to be first at the top of your stack?
Finally, we have a new issue of Copperhead. Number 6 comes out. This is a new storyline. It is payday at the copper mines, and that means that it is going to be a rowdy Friday night for Sheriff Clara Bronson.
Yes.
Also, Boo is going to get an intriguing partnership offer here.
Yeah.
Will he take it? We'll have to read it to find out.
Exactly. Up for me, Birthright number 6. A new story arc starts here. So guys, if you haven't gotten on board, I think the first trade is out now.
Yes.
So you can get the first trade, and then boom, get issue number 6, and you're caught up with the series right there. But we get to take a look at how Mikey's return from this faraway land has divided the Road family. So I want to see what happens with them, and if they're even going to be able to repair their relationships.
Sounds exciting. Lots of great image this week.
I know it's huge image week. It is.
Lots of great image. We have Descender number 2 coming out. The first issue caught fire. That was huge.
Yeah.
This one we see what's going on. Timmy woke up on this mining colony, and now he's got this brutal galactic robot hunting force that is nearing his position here. Mm-hmm. We're also going to find out exactly why Tim is on that mining colony.
Right.
We don't know.
I liked that first issue.
Yeah, it was some reading, but it was awesome.
Yeah. And speaking of another great first issue was All New Hawkeye number 1. Number 2 comes out this week. We get to take a look at the Hawkeyes Barton and Bishop as they race against time to save a group of innocent children that have devastating powers. Plus, if you've read the first issue, we'll get even more of the early childhood story of Clint and Barney, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Beautifully painted.
Yes. Great stuff.
We had another really good first issue come out last month, and that was Southern Cross number 1. We have number 2 hitting this week, and Braith, she's in the middle of a mystery to board the Southern Cross. She needs to know why her cabin mate has information on her deceased sister,
right?
And where she's turned up, where's she gone. She also wouldn't mind knowing a little bit more about these spirits that seem to be aboard the ship, but all this poking that she's doing might end up being something that she regrets.
Exactly.
We'll see. This was a strong first issue. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, good stuff. Nameless number 3 hits this week.
Another good one.
Grant Morrison, Chris Burnham. This particular issue, we get to see where they actually land on this this meteor, Zabalba, and enter it and go through the labyrinth of tunnels that are there and find out even more about what's going on with like this prehistoric apocalyptic doomsday scenario that they're facing that they're just clueless about. and maybe the Nameless can help them navigate through these murky waters of what's going on here.
Cool.
So yes, cool. Issue 2 was so good. I really enjoyed issue 2.
It's not a second issue. It is a number 6 issue, but it is the second issue of a new direction with Spider-Woman number 6 coming out here. Jessica Drew and Ben Urich. They seem to be the only people who care about these disappearances of the loved ones of these supervillains. However, it's a whole lot bigger than either of them thought that it originally was. So, man, Javier Rodriguez's art is just phenomenal. And the writing is top-notch, too. So, I mean, you mash those two together, it's just a home run book for me.
That issue 5 was great. I'm looking forward to 6 as well. Last up for me, Saga 27. All we got to say about this issue is poor Marco. What else needs to be said? I'm not even going to elaborate because things are just have taken a turn. So there we go.
What can be said?
Just
oh my gosh. So much going on.
So much. Be sure and check it out, guys. It's been a great read. What else for you? Anything else?
That's it.
We got a lot of favorites.
I could talk about a lot more, guys, but we try and keep it
I know, seriously.
restricted here.
We can keep going on and on because we have so much more to say about these. But we do want to dive into our question of the week.
Yeah.
Because of all the things that are going on with DC, we're now into the Convergence event starting this week. And this isn't DC's first time to do any type of alternate stories. They have a whole section of their universe, the Elseworlds.
Yeah.
There's other areas of the DC universe where there's alternate timelines, alternate stories. We've got the Dark Knight, we've got Batman Beyond, we've got the Flashpoints, the Infinite Crisis, the other. I mean, there's other things.
Red Sun, Red Rain. I mean,
exactly.
The list goes on and on and on. They have done this for years, decades.
Exactly. So, what we want to talk about with these changes that are coming up with Convergence, we want to know this. What is your favorite DC Elseworlds / alternative storyline from the DC universe that you've read? What is your favorite one? It could be Elseworlds. It could be anything that's just outside the main DCU that's just a great alternate storyline that you've enjoyed. We want to know. Randy, what have you got to say real quick?
I would possibly say Kingdom Come because, I mean, Mark Waid and Alex Ross told just a great story, and it was all-encompassing with the characters with that. However, one of the greatest things Marvel ever put out was the Age of Apocalypse that was fully reimagining the characters, and it took on a world of its own for months.
Okay.
And DC did that with Flashpoint.
Okay.
And Flashpoint for me just took characters that I don't really care about and made them really cool.
Right.
And they did things before like nobody imagined, like this world where Aquaman and Wonder Woman had this marriage, and you know everything about this was just totally different. The way they turned everything upside down with the Joker and Batman, it was just cool what they did, and I would not have minded if that was the new status quo and they went forward with that as their timeline. But they, you know, as we all know, they did a total reboot with the New 52 following that. But that was probably my favorite. I like that quite a bit.
That's very cool. I think the storylines that stick out the most to me as far as alternate or Elseworld storylines is not necessarily how they use the main character for the story, but how they've used the other characters. And I think the two best examples for me, the ones I've liked the most, would be Mark Millar's Red Sun.
Yeah.
And that was a nice one for me too, because it did start off with some fantastic Dave Johnson art.
Right. Which you don't get to see very often.
No, you don't. I mean, that may have been his last interior artwork that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't know. He does so many covers now. Yeah. I love the different take of the other characters, the different Green Lantern, and all the other characters, how they were changed as well. And then for me, the Dark Knight. You know, Frank Miller's Dark Knight that he did. And how you got a single-armed Green Arrow in there, how much different Batman is, how Superman is portrayed. Those are probably my two that I've enjoyed the most over the years. So I'm gonna go with those.
Those are good ones, guys. There's what is it? Gotham by Gaslight is a really cool one that they did. They, I guess, in some sense, you could consider the Wildstorm universe to kind of be an Elseworld of everything.
Yeah,
since they bought Wildstorm.
Exactly. What about Cosmic Odyssey? I mean, that was a nice little one story of its own, but I don't know if it's how just alternate it was, but I love Mike Mignola's art on that back in the day. So, I mean, really, there's all kinds of things, guys. Your favorite Elseworld / alternate DCU story outside of the main DCU. That's what we want to know. Tell us one or two, couple of them, whatever you want to do. Yeah. Because things are changing at DCU starting this week. We got major changes going on.
Big time.
So there we go. And guys, that's our show for this week. We've had fun. Hope you had fun. And hey, by this point, if you're listening or watching, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down below. Also, our Facebook page, our website, everything's down there. The MP3 will be down there. We're also on iTunes and Stitcher. Thanks for watching and or listening if that's how you heard us today. We really, really appreciate it. Guys, we're Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Don't forget about our store in Texarkana, Texas, who will also be participating in Free Comic Book Day. So we got that going on, 2 locations. And guys, we really appreciate you watching. So anything else to add, sir?
Keep coming by the store, guys, if you haven't made it in a while. We are always ever changing. You can see more games that we're getting in. You can see some Marvel Legend figures that fell in our lap that are awesome. Just keep coming in here. We try to have something for everybody.
Yes.
So just, stop in. Let us see you if we haven't seen you in a while.
Exactly. And on that note, guys, be safe, read great comics, take care, and we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.